But before we go here inside, I don't know where the entrance is, look at a part of the city near Stuttgart, 20 kilometers or so from Stuttgart. And look, very nice here. You see art in front of the gallery. Very nice, clean and green. Today on a very sunny day. I love it. Wow, look at the clouds here. Wow. Let's go in and check it out. Welcome to the SWOT, the Swabian on tour. Another day out. Today it's all about the three investigators, originally known in the US by that name. The series was created in the 1960s by Robert Arthur and follows the adventures of three young detectives, Jupiter Jones, Pete Crenshaw and Bob Andrews. In the 70s, the books were published in Germany by the Kosmos Verlag and quickly became a cult hit. Especially in Germany, the audio dramas have made die drei Fragezeichen incredibly popular. A big part of their charm comes from the visual design, and that's where AIGA Rasch comes in. She created the iconic covers for the German editions and shaped the visual identity of the series for generations of fans. With the current AIGA Rasch exhibition here behind me at Gallery Stihl in Waiblingen, I want to celebrate her art and her influence on the three investigators universe. Let's go. Now before I have to film this sculpture here. Very nice. And that's the entrance. It calls the cover lover, die drei Fragezeichen, the three investigators in American. And the name from the artist, female artist, is AIGA Rasch. She lived in Stuttgart or near Stuttgart, and that's the exhibition here, the cover lover. Let's go inside. Yes, that's the cover lover, AIGA Rasch. You can read it here when you stop or pause the video in English. No, you can read it in German, translate it in English. And that's the artist, AIGA Rasch. And you have here her biography. She comes from an artist family. Grandfather was painter, mother graphics artist. She just died in Stuttgart, and her death 2009. The first beginnings, transparent paper, different layers. Her first steps in art. And that's her logo, A&R. 1977, calendar stories. Calendar pictures. What's here? The details for the printing process. And here the process. She cut it, all the paper strips out and glued it on the paper. The original paintings from this book. Movie poster from Belgium. Also here from the child book, and you see it. She optimized her paintings because she glued the paper, different layers for the reproduction. And that's the inside this book, the print. And here you have the original painting. I know this artwork when I was a child. I know these figures. I think I had this book in the past, but I can't remember this. From 1977. And here, long players, vinyls. You have here her original artwork with informations, her painting, and that's the original cover. Or here, the original painting, her typical style, and then the tape, audio play. Another vinyl, Moby Dick. I don't know the English name from this story. Here also her painting with informations for the reproduction step. And then here you have the book cover. And now the reason why I came here, the three investigators, die drei Fragezeichen in German. And here, her different drafts. She created this black background, the single painting, and the font. And that's the final design. Also here, she created 4 designs. That's the final one. Wow, 6 designs. And that's the final version. And here also she made ABC3, ABCD, EF, and so. And here for the reprint. And look at that, the red pirate, different versions. And the final one is this. The 3 investigators and the music pirates. Again, different versions, and here the final one. Wow, she painted also the lettering here, and here you think, what's that? But the details are getting more, and that's the final painting, the hill monster. And here also six versions, and that's the final one. That's her most popular art. The Karpatenhund. I don't know the English version. She made here different designs with shadows and much more. But the final one is this. The Phantom Sea. And that's the final book cover. And here the reprofiles. They printed the art on foil, plastic foils for the reproduction process. That's the book cover. Final painting. And here the book. In 1969, AIGA Rasch saw 2 volumes of the 3 Investigator series in the editorial office of Cosmos Publishing. She inquired about how well the American titles featuring the 3 amateur detectives and Alfred Hitchcock were selling. Not very well, the editor explained at the time. Nevertheless, AIGA was intrigued by the crime series and offered to design alternative cover illustrations for free payment only if they were liked. The result? Many discussions, a children's book with a dark black cover, and the beginning of a successful collaboration that would last over 30 years and span 89 episodes. Typical of the artist's style is that she works with solid colors and few color gradients. Color follows color without any transition. That's what makes the illustrations so timeless for me. Here you see the original book from America, Random House from 1970. That's the German version. Look, she took her ideas from magazines and journals, from an advertisement, and then she used it as her painting. Here a not taken idea, and that's the now taken idea for the book. Called her designs post stamps designs because they are so small. The post stamps designs she painted here, extremely small. And the final painting is not so big. I think 10 to 10 centimeters. That's pretty cool. The three investigators abroad. Well, the Croatia artwork is pretty cool. The silhouette from Hitchcock. I don't know this artist, Miroslav Kunč. Wow. When you are older, an older American, you know this books. Three investigators, North America, and here, Europe. Alfred Hitchcock was the client for the three investigators. That's why Alfred Hitchcock is here on different covers. And here in Asia, I didn't know the fonts, but I think one of my dear followers know these books. 1964, the first story. The Secret of Terror Castle, the original book. The pictures from Harry Kane. Original art. They took real pictures, real model photos for the basis for these artworks. You can hear the original audio play for the covers. And that was the first audio play. The super, what's the name? The super parrot. That's a parrot. I must learn. Wow, how often she painted the night. And the final art is this. Her late covers from 98, 99. That's pretty nice. Wow, her sign. March 31, 1999. That's her art for a poster from 1981. She painted it with acryl, and that's different motifs here from the different books and audio plays. The dragon here, this castle, the black cat here, the snake and such things, the hill monster, all together in one painting. And she died at the Silent Night, 2009. She was very sick. I think she can't breathe anymore. AIGA Rasch. And her sign. Cool, you can draw here with invisible ink. That's the pen. And you have here infrared light. You see it on here. The Swabianontour was here. That's pretty cool. Reprints. Her school notes. 3 and 4. And look, that's special. She took pictures from magazines for her drawings. Or she took this photo to create this. Or this to create that. this to that. This building here is this, or here, picture from kickboxing. And where's the character here? Ah, this one, look. She took this for this. Right here. Popular magazine in the 80s. And that's the dog for this. Wow. Different books. You can read this. The book wall is pretty cool. There are different monograms over the years. 58 every time, an A and a R. And now I bought this book about AIGA Rasch and the last view to this sculpture here and the nice heaven. Outside the building, I'd like to share a few brief thoughts. The exhibition at the Gallery Stihl in Waiblingen was very enjoyable, compact but very well done. There are certainly more works by AIGA Rasch to discover, but this exhibition travels to different cities and is curated differently depending on the location and season. I had the chance to see this exhibition once before, shortly after AIGA Rasch's passing, when it was shown for the first time. Back then, it felt like there was more on display. Nevertheless, the current exhibition in Waiblingen, this beautiful city, look, is still absolutely worth seeing. Perhaps some of you found the video a bit tedious, but for fans of the three investigators or admirers of AIGA Rasch's art, this exhibition is definitely a highlight and well worth a visit. That's all for today. Wow, the exhibition was truly impressive, especially because you could see AIGA Rasch's original cover artworks up close. It was fascinating to follow the creative process and see how a simple sketch evolved into an iconic book cover. For German fans of the three investigators, these images are pure cult. Something that's hard to explain to people outside of Germany, especially given how important the audio dramas are here. The mix of art, nostalgia and pop culture was almost tangible throughout the show. Experiencing this visual side of the series history in such depth was exciting and inspiring. And the Gallery Stihl itself is a beautiful space, modern, stylish, and absolutely worth a visit for anyone interested in art and architecture when you're in or around Stuttgart. For me, it was a truly rewarding trip. So, for today, there's only one thing left to say then. Yes, guys, that was the video from the Cover Lover exhibition. If you liked it, then give me a thumbs up, push the notification bell and subscribe to the SWOT when the SWOT is on tour again on another day out. Thanks for watching and tschüssle.